Hello, good night, everyone. Welcome to the virtual assistant webinar. Can you all hear me? If you can, just type 1 in the chat box if you can hear me. All right, great. So I'm seeing that a lot of persons can hear me, and there's still a few persons who are having a bit of problems or troubles with trying to log in. So I'm just waiting on a few persons before I get started. Is that okay? All right, great. All right, welcome again. Good night, everyone. I'm seeing where there's still some more persons that's trying to log in but not able to. So I'll just start and hopefully they'll be able to join me shortly. So again, hi, my name is Sue, and I'm just checking again. If you can hear me, just type 1 in the chat box just to make sure that everyone is hearing me clearly, and then we can get started. All right, great. All right, so while I'm waiting on a few persons, I just want to ask, how did you guys hear about the training? Was it via email? Was it a post on Facebook? Just comment in the chat box below and let me know where you heard. Okay, great. So I'm seeing a lot of Facebook, emails. Okay, great. A friend. Okay, great. All right, great. And are any of you guys past students? Are you all new? Oh, hi, Marshall. Hi. All right, so most or majority of you guys are new students. I'm seeing a few past students. Hi, Marsha. Hi, Gwendolyn. Hi, Robin. And hi to everyone else that's new. Welcome. All right, so I'm about to get started right now. All right. And can everyone see my screen? Hi, June. Can everyone see my screen? If you can see my screen, let me know in the chat box. Okay, great. All right. Okay. So, my name is Sutania McCord. You can call me Sue. I know that name can be long and sometimes people mispronounce it. So, let's just call me Sue. and I am the virtual assistant trainer. So I work at Internet Income Jamaica Monday to Friday, and then on weekends we have trainings where we teach persons how they can make money online. Now the class that I teach is about virtual assistant. Now I'm sure you guys probably did some research on your own. Do you guys have any idea what a virtual assistant is or who a virtual assistant is? If you know, you can comment in the box below. And I want the webinar to be, interactive. So definitely don't be afraid to put your answers in the chat box below. All right, so I'm seeing some answers here. Online organizer, something like a PA, which is a personal assistant. Right, you are correct. It's something like a personal assistant, something like a secretary or an administrative assistant. So the things that you do as a virtual assistant would, you would be doing things like a data entry or maybe some online research or maybe answering the telephone, doing some calls, cold calling, and so forth. And that's what the training does. So the training is normally 2 days, and what we do is we teach you how to do all of that and how to make money online as a virtual assistant. But before we get into all of that, I just want to introduce myself. And again, my name is Sutania McCord. You can call me Sue. So before I even get started into the training that we have, I want to tell you a little bit about me so you get to understand how it is that I'm here to teach you about being a virtual assistant. So my story. Now, a couple years ago, not so long though, I was a student at the University College of the Caribbean, and I also was working at a call center. Now, the call center that I was working at, the name is E-Service. Do you guys know E-Service? It's a call center. It's going to the Portmore side. Sorry. Yeah. So I was working at that call center. I was working at the call center for let's say started in May 2010, and by December 2012, and let me just, I think I'm fast forwarding a bit. But so I was a student at the University College of the Caribbean, and I was also working at E-Service. Now, when I was working at E-Service, and while I was going to school, I had to pay my way through school. So I didn't take a student loan like everyone would, right? Because I couldn't afford the student loan. There was too many requirements for a student loan, and so I didn't go the student loan route. What I decided to do was to pay as I go along. So there was a payment plan with UCC where you would pay for each semester. So each semester has 3 or 4 months, and then you would pay as you go along, right? So I had a payment plan. So, and I also had a courts bill as well. I also took out a few furnitures from courts. So I had my courts bill and I had my university bill to pay on a monthly basis from my paycheck from E-Service. So I was working there, started in 2010, and I was just trying to make my life a little bit easier. I was going to school. The whole purpose of me going to the University College of the Caribbean was to get, my degree, my bachelor's degree, so that I could get a better job and that I wouldn't have to be at the call center. Now, after working there for about 2.5 years, from 2010 to 2012, I got laid off. Now, when I got laid off, it was December. It was just a couple of days away or before Christmas Day. Now, I got laid off on the 19th or the 20th, I think, of December 2012. So, of course, I was really crushed because normally I would be looking forward to like my Christmas bonus or going to buy, gifts for Christmas or going out with my friends. And here am I now without a job, December 20th, 2012. Now, again, I was really crushed, but I decided I wouldn't worry so much about it. At the time, I was a really good worker. I was one of their best. I was a team lead at one point, which was like a supervisor. So I just figured that eventually when they lay you off, they normally put you on another account. So I just figured that, I'm going to get a new job anyway in January. So I spent my money. And I know that sounds all crazy. I mean, I have bills to pay. I have courts to pay. I have my tuition to pay. And here I am spending my money. The screenshot here is a picture of me. As you can see, it says December 2012. And there I was spending my money, going to parties with my friends, buying all these gifts as if I had a job the next day. But I wasn't worried. I don't know why I wasn't worried. I just figured that I would be fine. Anywho, that was not so. As by January 2013, I was still without a job. So, when it's the new year, you're automatically thinking about your New Year's resolutions and things that you want to achieve and whatnot. But my reality was I needed to pay courts. Courts was calling off my phone by now. They needed their money for the monthly payment. Also, I was not able to continue my schooling until I was able to finish paying that amount that I had for December. So I was in this predicament, no job, no money, courts calling me every minute, and I need to finish my semester. And I don't know, I'm talking to you guys now, but do you guys probably understand, or anyone has a similar situation that could relate to what I'm saying now? Yeah? All right, great. So yeah, that was my situation. It was just really hard, and I was really stupid basically because I shouldn't have spent my last paycheck. That wasn't so smart. But anyhow, I was without a job. Court is calling me every minute, and I need to finish my semester. So that means that I have to find the money to pay court, and I have to find that money to finish paying for those subjects that I did in December so that I can start my new semester in January. So that meant that I would have to ask my parents. So I started to run through my family members for help. So I asked my mom, I asked my dad, I asked, family members in my family, like my aunt and my uncle. And then, eventually now, just going forward, let's say we were back at like say February, you know, I'm starting to run out of family members, right? Because I mean, my family is not that big, and not everyone could help because they have their own things to do and their own bills to pay, right? So you know, I was asking family members for help. I tried applying for jobs. Oh boy, that was really difficult trying to apply for jobs. I applied. I would buy the Sunday Gleaner every Sunday and apply for jobs. There was a Facebook group called I Need a Job. I was constantly in that Facebook group looking for the latest post so that I could apply for a job. And all I would get is, we've received your application. Okay, we'll call you back 2 weeks time and let you know. Or I would never I was not getting an interview. So I'm applying for the jobs. They're receiving the applications, and that's it. There was no interview, no nothing. So I wasn't going any further. It just felt like I was stuck. And I started to get frustrated because I was really frustrated at this point. Courts keeps calling me. I have to be turning off my phone to avoid courts. And, I need to finish my school, right? Again, my family members were assisting me with school and paying the tuition, but I needed to pay them back. Now, by March, eventually I got an interview with this company, and the company will remain nameless. And it's a case where they wanted me to work as a part-time secretary. Now, when I did the interview, I was so excited. I was there extra early. I did the best I could because this was the last shot. I felt like this was the last shot. I needed to get this job because I needed money. And when I went to that interview and, I did my best, I could tell that, the person was really impressed with my portfolio and my resume and all of that. But when he started to tell me about the amount that he could pay me for the week, it just crushed my spirit. He could only afford to pay me 2,500 for the week. For the week. 2,500 for the week. And I'm like, that can't do anything. That's just simple bus fare or a taxi fare or lunch money. And again, remember, I had a courts bill and I had to pay my tuition. So again, I'm like, I have to go back again. I have to be applying for jobs. it was just so frustrating. And I don't know if anyone is on the webinar right now understands what I mean when, you're trying to apply for jobs and you're just not getting anything. And the reality is there's so many persons leaving school, leaving universities, college. I remember when we got laid off, it wasn't just me, it was 400 of us that got laid off from the account that we were on. So all of those persons, plus all these persons that are leaving school and there's no jobs, right? Now, while I was at home, of course, I had a lot of free time on my hands. And so I would always be searching on the internet, and I'm sure if you can see the screen now, you'll see this ad. I'm sure you guys have probably seen an ad like this before. Just take a second to look at it and let me know if you've ever seen an ad like this before on your screen somewhere. Or what about this one? Does this one look a little bit familiar to you? Right? What about this one? Right? So when I was on the internet, I would always see these ads popping up on the side of my screen, basically harassing me, telling me that I could make money online taking surveys or filling out forms, or if you pay $30 now, you'll get back $3 million in 30 days, money back guarantee and all of that. And I just always wondered if, people could make money online. I mean, I'm seeing all these ads. Maybe, there's something out there that you can actually make money, right? So I started to search. So I went on Google and I started to look for make money online. And I just started to search and search and search. And I was just trying to find, a site that actually was legit. Because that's the problem too. When you're searching on the internet, you're looking for ways to make money online. There's so many things up there, but you don't know which one to choose. And I'm sure you guys probably have that same issue as well, right? You're looking online, you probably thought of working online, but you just don't know if it's true, right? So most of the sites that I went on to, they all required some sort of money, and I didn't have any money. So of course I couldn't sign up for them to try them out myself. But in searching, I searched down the whole place. I went to page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, probably page 8, right? And I saw a video of Alicia Little. Now, the reason why this one captured my attention is because of the person who was interviewing Alicia. So I saw a video, right, with Alicia Little and Cliff Hughes. I'm sure you guys all know who Cliff Hughes is, right? And I'm thinking Cliff Hughes is a credible man, credible source. I know the nationwide news, right? So I'm thinking maybe I want to listen to it. And it's a Jamaican um it's a Jamaican news um episode. So I decided I was going to listen to it because maybe there's something that I can learn, right? So Alicia was talking, and she was talking to Cliff Hughes. Cliff Hughes was interviewing her, talking about her workshops that she has in Jamaica and how persons are actually making money online and all of that. Of course, there was a cost, but she mentioned 2 sites, and I want you guys to write down these 2 sites. These are the 2 sites that we teach at the training, and they are Fiverr.com and Upwork.com. So the first one is Fiverr.com and the second one is Upwork.com. All right. So these are the 2 sites that she introduced us to, or that she mentioned, sorry, on the show. And I decided I would, check out the sites, as I'm sure you guys are going to do as well. I decided I would check out the site to see what this craze was, right? So I went on to Fiverr first and I created my account, right? And long and short of the story is the sales started to come, right? So the first thing that I had up was my virtual assistant service because I always like to type, and the degree that I was doing was in business administration. I decided, to look for something related to business administration. And I found this word virtual assistant, and I said I was going to do a little bit more research on virtual assistant and find out about how to be a virtual assistant. Anywho, I figured out that it's something to do with administrative assistant, and I said, hey, I'm gonna put it up. So I did, and I put up transcription. Transcription is just basically converting audio into text. You can transcribe a song, you can transcribe an audio, an interview, a presentation, right? So I put up those two services, and those are my main services to date. These are just screenshots of some of the sales that I have or got. This was my very first sale. So my very first sale was April 3rd, 2013, right? Um, Here are some other screenshots of some other services. So you can see where I got a sale for my transcription and my virtual assistant. This is just, again, a screenshot of some of the sales that I received in the earlier times, right? Um, this is a screenshot, and I'm now going to explain how I got to Internet Income Jamaica. So Alicia was looking for a virtual assistant. So by now she had a few boot camps in Jamaica, but she needed help. So she came on, and I'm just going to leave the screenshot up for a while so you can see what's going on. But she basically reached out to me. She saw that I was from Jamaica. As you can see, there's a little Jamaican flag by my name that says Suti 21. And she basically needed some help with her workshops, and she was trying to find out if I was actually a student of hers. Now, I was telling her I was not a student, but I know of her because, again, she was telling Cliff Hughes about the trainings that she was having, and I was explaining that to her. And then, she hired me. She hired me for my services. And ever since then, I became a trainer. So I'm now at Internet Income Jamaica working and a full-time trainer there where, I share my experiences and share these methods that Alicia has in terms of how to make money online, how to be successful. Because, I mean, anyone can create an account, but you want to be successful at it. So this is how I met Alicia. And fast forwarding the story, the sales started to come in. So as I showed you, the first sale started in April 3rd, 2013. And then after a few reviews, more sales started to come. So one sale turned into two, turned into three, turned into 10, right? And the sales started to come, and they started to come. And now I'm now able to have a full-time business on one of these sites. This is just one of the sites that I'm talking about, which is the Fiverr.com, right? Now, here are some other screenshots. So I'm sure before when I showed you the screenshots, they were just $5, and you're probably thinking, what can $5 do, right? But I'm just showing you too that that's not the only thing that I earned. That was just in the beginning. And these are now some other screenshots where you can see the earning potential, right? So this here, the screenshots that you're seeing, they're in US currency, by the way, and not Jamaican dollars. So it's 150. You're seeing one for 50, one for 45, one for 150, right? Now, I'm seeing a question here, so I'll just answer the question before I continue. Your challenge is getting paid in US dollars. Now, that's fine. What I'll do, I'll give you a link later on in the session that will show you how you earn or how you get your funds in Jamaican currency. So I'll definitely answer that question at the end. Now, I want you guys to write this down as well. If you're thinking about being a virtual assistant, there are some skills that you should have, right? And these are some of the basic services or basic skills people ask for on a daily basis. So if you're thinking about becoming a virtual assistant or selling online, you may want to think of some of these skills. The first one is virtual assistant. And again, you can always Google this information and find out about being a virtual assistant. But a virtual assistant is a very popular service. Also, online research is also a very popular service. Now, online research is just the act of searching for information on the internet. It can be in-depth, where you may have to do a report or something like that at the end, but it's just basically searching for information on the internet. Again, transcription is the act of converting audio into text. So someone may give you a song or interview or a presentation, and they'll ask you to transcribe it. The video editing, as the name suggests, you're editing a video. Social media, of course, requires you to manage someone's social media page. So whether you're going to be managing a Facebook page or an Instagram account or a YouTube channel. And then data entry is one of the simplest forms of virtual assistant and assistance, and it's a popular service. It's just simply data entry. So you're entering data into like a Word document or an Excel or a PowerPoint presentation, right? Now, I hope you guys are writing these down, because again, if you're planning to be a virtual assistant and actually make money online as a virtual assistant, these are some key services that you want to offer. All right. So again, virtual assistant, online research, transcription, video editing, social media, and data entry. Now, this is not the recent screenshot. This screenshot was taken sometime last year, but this was my earning up to that time. This again is in US dollars, and this is just one of the sites that I'm working on. Would you like to be making some money like this? Is this motivating you enough? Are you seeing the screenshot right now with the earnings? Again, this is in US currency, I must add. All right, good. Now, I just want to finish up my story before I get into more about being a virtual assistant. I was able, after that long period of, paying tuition over and over again to UCC, I was able to finally graduate and, part ways with UCC, right? I was able to finish my degree and have my bachelor's degree in business administration. I was able to finish paying courts. Oh, that took forever, but I was able to finish paying that courts bill. I took out another courts bill. I finished that one, and I'm now on my third item from courts. Now I'm soon. I'll be finished with that pretty soon by the end of the year. But of course, I'm trying to build myself, right? I was able to purchase a car, cash. It's not a brand new car. It's not a Lexus nor a Range Rover. That's probably later down in the future. But I was able to find a reliable car, right? And I was very proud of that. That was last year. The ending of last year. I was able to purchase my little car. Very reliable. Now, this here is a screenshot of one of my students. Her name is Brenda, and this is her. We had a training in December last year, 2015, and this is what she wrote. On December 20th, I completed the 2 days of virtual assistant. Let me see. I can't see all of it. 1 second. Virtual assistant training. I was wondering when I was going to get my first job. Within the second week, I got my first job. And I want to stress on this because a lot of persons, when they, trying to find out about information about our trainings and trying to find out how soon, because I mean, most of you guys, if you pay your $10,000, you're going to want to know how soon you're going to make back some money, right? So she got her first job in the second week, right? Now, the first $4 looked good, she says. Then the jobs kept on coming. With God's help and long hours of setting up my gigs and sending out buyer's requests, I'm now at level 1. It was not easy. And then she says, I work a full-time job. I have a family and kids. I communicate with my buyers to make sure I understand exactly what they want, and I'm encouraging you all not to give up. Keep working at it. Put in the time, and it will work out for you. So this was just her feedback after doing the training, and I decided I wanted to share it because it's real, right? She did the training, and 2 weeks later she was able to start making back some funds, right? And she has a full-time job, so she's doing this on the side. This is her again. That's the first part of the interview, right? I'll leave it of the post, sorry, on Facebook. I'll leave it up for a bit so you can read it. She says, I saw an interview with one of the sisters of TVJ about 2 years ago, and I said at the time it sounded too good to be true. As 2014 was coming to an end, I know I had to find another source of income. I decided to do a training in December 19th and 20th. January 20th was 1 month since I did my virtual assistant training. The first 2 weeks was the hardest. It was very difficult and sometimes frustrating to set up my profile and my gigs. As of today, I completed 4 orders. 2 are repeat orders. I did not complete 1 order as instructed, and she said that she got a bad review. And she talked about changing the bad review. So let me just explain that a little bit. So the sites that you'll work on, you are basically trying to build up a profile, and it's sort of like a company. So you're starting your own business then, right? And on the site, your clients will rate you based on the level of work that you're giving out. So they'll rate you out of 5, they'll give you a 4 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5 or a 3 out of 5 based on what they think they got in terms of the level of work you delivered, right? So that's what she's saying, is that she got a bad review, but she's working on changing that, and she's encouraging others because it works for her, so she's encouraging others as well. All right. Now, one thing I want you guys to note is how she says that, it took a little time. Indeed, it's not something that, it's not a get rich quick scheme or something that you're going to get rich overnight. That's not what we're teaching. We're showing you skills, teaching you the skills, teaching you how to be the best virtual assistant, and then you're going to, of course, work in exchange for money. All right? Sounds fair? All right. All right, this is another student as well. She's talking about her order. She has 3 orders and 1 good review and all of that. Great. This is another student as well. So you'll see persons talking about that they're at level 1 or level 2 is because on the side there's a level system, and as the higher you go up in levels, the better it is for you. So of course persons will rejoice when they get to a level 1 or a level 2. All right. Now, enough about that. I'm sure you want to know more about the training itself, right? Are you guys interested into learning about the training or what it is that will come in the training? All right, good, good, good. So basically the training again is 2 days. So it's either Friday and Sunday or Saturday and Sunday. And it's showing you, of course, how to earn online. So as I mentioned before, I gave you the 2 sites that we work on, which is Fiverr and Upwork. I mean, you can go ahead and create your account, of course, but we show you how to earn online, and that includes setting up your profile properly. So, I mean, anyone could click join or click sign up, right? But it's not a guaranteed success. The thing is, there are certain things that you have to implement, certain strategies that you have to know of before you can actually be successful on some of these sites, right? So that is what we teach. Now, we've been in business for quite a while now. We've had so many students, so many successful students. So we definitely know what we're talking about, and I'm definitely teaching you based off of experience, because it's what I've seen work for me over years over years after years. That's what I'm teaching at the training. Now, so again, you're going to be learning about the 2 freelancing sites and how to actually set up your profile properly on these sites so that you are found by your clients. You'll also learn virtual assistant skills. So let me talk about some of the skills that you learn. Now, you learn how to do data entry. You learn how to do online research. You learn how to do social media marketing, social media management. So if you ever wanted to learn how to do social media management, how to manage a Facebook page, how to manage Instagram, Google Plus, and all the other various social media sites, then yes, we teach you how to do that. We'll also do video editing. We'll do photo editing, proofreading and editing. You'll also do a little bit of autoresponder, so you'll know how to set up an autoresponder or a mailing list. You'll also learn about creating forms in Google And there's so many other things that we'll be talking about as well, like photo editing and some other skills, right? So basically, you're gonna get the 2 days, 1.5 days, basically. You learn all these skills so that you can offer them online. Because most times when persons come to a training or are thinking of doing these trainings, they don't know what it is that they're going to be offering. So now you won't have to worry about what to offer because you'll definitely learn skills and you know how to do them before you actually put up those skills. You learn about time management tips. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will be considering doing this part-time, or you may be thinking of doing this full-time. I'm sure you guys have a lot of things on your plate already, right? So time management tips or skills would be very important, as you saw a while ago with Brenda, or the screenshot before where she said she had kids and she also had a job, a 9 to 5 job. So I taught her a few time management skills, so she'll be able to manage and actually make a good income from both, right? And so much more. So in addition to the tips, you learn skills. You learn you get softwares, free video editing softwares, free photo editing softwares, free transcription softwares. You'll get free softwares. You learn the skills. You'll be introduced to the sites, set up the profiles properly, and you learn things like time management tips, right? Sounds good so far? Sounding good so far? Yes. All right, great, great. Now, as you are hearing the story and you're listening to me ramble about me and, being a virtual assistant, I want you to just take some time and think about a few questions that I have here on the screen. First, ask yourself, are you happy where you are right now? You don't have to answer right now. You can think about it. Do you need more money? could you could you handle working part-time? Because I work part-time. I work at Internet Income Jamaica Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And these screenshots that I'm showing you of $150 and $50, those are part-time work. So the full-time job, and then this is part-time. And for those persons who know me already, know that I'm a very busy individual in terms of I have a full life. I go out and all of these things, and I can still handle to do it part-time. So would you be willing to make some more money? Do you think you want to make some more money? Do you need more money? Do you have the extra time? Do you think that you could probably, sacrifice some TV time, turn off the TV, skip Scandal or any of the shows that's going on nowadays, um, Flash and all of these other shows? Do you think you can skip some of those time to devote to building yourself a business? Because it's truly a business that you're building, really. You'll meet clients from all over the world. I've had clients from China, clients from Africa, clients from all these places I don't even know how to speak. But the experience is so great, I'm telling you. Do you want to learn how to be more productive and make some additional income? And if you answered yes to most of these questions, then I would really want to urge and encourage you guys to come to the virtual assistant training. Now, again, I think the virtual assistant training is best because of the fact that you learn some skills. So whereas you probably are stuck, or probably not thinking of, or probably not sure what to offer, then you definitely will leave the training with some skills. So you'll feel confident, of course, because you have that skills, you'll have the softwares, the tools, and better yet, after the training, you're added to a support system, a support group, where you'll continue to get support, where you'll continue to come to free mastermind sessions, where you'll get help and assistance. As soon as you need a question answered, you post them in the group or you send an email to me and I'll reply. Right? So the support system is there. Before, when I showed you the screenshot, that was in the Facebook group. Those reviews that or past students left, those were in the Facebook group where they, share their experiences with one another. So there's a really good support system that we have, and I'd love for you guys to be a part of it. All right. Now, I'll leave some, if you have some questions to ask, I will allow you guys to ask the questions and I'll answer them now. So you can start thinking about your questions and type them in the chat box. But if you're interested in registering for the training, it's April 15 to 17. So it's Friday and Friday and Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday. So the 15th is the Friday and the Sunday is the 17th. We still have a few spots left, not a lot. So I want to encourage you guys to try and register as soon as possible. And even if you don't have all the funds right now, you can just let me know and I'll put you guys on a sheet and you guys can pay on the day. All right. Now on the screen it says that you can come in and register. You can register online or you can register by doing a bank deposit. Now I am going to answer some of these questions here. All right. Okay, let's see who's asking questions. 1 second. All right, so Katie is saying that this will be her main income, and that's fine. That's fine. There, at one point in time, I was working full time on these freelancing sites. All right, it's just that they needed me in the office, so I was in the office. Multitasking skills. Sure, that's a part of time management, and we'll talk about that. And the thing is, once you are more efficient in some of the skills that you're offering, then multitasking becomes a breeze. All right, Nishara says that she'll be here for Friday and Sunday. Hey, Nishara, you came in today, right? Can you register for the virtual assistant? Yeah, you could register. So June asked, can I register for the virtual assistant class before doing the freelancing bootcamp? Sure, you can. In fact, yeah, you could. And if you do this class, you'll get discounts for other classes. So yes, it's up to you, whichever one you decide. The question Althea is asking me, what level am I at? I'm at level 2. Did you say softwares will be available to work? Yes, we'll be giving you free softwares, free softwares that you would normally have to pay for. Yes, they will be free, and it's to help you to be more efficient and effective when you're delivering your work to your clients. How can I make money on Fiverr? I've started on my own. So of course, if you're going to be making money on Fiverr, you have to be offering a skill. So I just mentioned a few popular skills. You can think about some of these skills and probably reflect on yourself and try to figure out what kind of services that you think you can offer and start to put them up. If I'm having a virtual assistant training in Montego Bay, no, Gwendolyn, I'm not going to be having a virtual assistant training. The only training that we have in Montego Bay is the freelancing training, which is this weekend, by the way, April 9th and 10th. But we may have live streaming for virtual assistants. So for persons who are not able to make it into Kingston, you can let me know at the end by typing in you're interested in the live streaming, and I can get that set up for you. Hi, Nishara. All right, so say you are interested in doing the course but simply can't find the money to pay the course. Is there a payment, hold on, options to facilitate something like that? Jacolia, are you a past student? I know your name. If you are, then past students get a discount. So if you've done a training with us before, then you would get a discount. It would be 3,000 off the original price, which is 10,000. So in total, you'd be paying 7,000. But if you're a past student, Jacola, you can just indicate, and I'll tell you what you can do about that. Is there a tangible certification? You do get a certificate at the end. Of course, it's presented to you at the end of the session. So on Sunday, you'll be presented with certificates. All right, so Nishara, okay, great. She's loving free softwares. All right, trying to read through the questions, making sure that I answer all questions. If one is interested but do not yet have a laptop but will be getting one in a month, what would be the best time in the future to register? All right, well, if you're getting one in a month, I mean, you can always do the training now because we're in April, right? And I guess in a month's time it would be May. So you could do the training. I mean, you could borrow one of our laptops. We can lend you one, or you can rent one from us for the purpose of the training. The accounts will still be there. They're not going to be deleted. And then as soon as you get your laptop, you can always just sign in and continue from where you started. In terms of another training after this one, I'm not sure of the new date as yet. I would have to wait until this one, passes before I can come up with a new date for the virtual assistant. So that's the answer to that question. Okay, Tony, and you're interested in live streaming, I will definitely, if you could just include your email address, I could email you with more information about live streaming. Is there any site I don't need a credit card to get set up? And so the two sites that I mentioned, they're free of course, so you're not, of course, not charged to sign up with the site. Now, the name of the card that we use and all of our students use to retrieve their funds when they make money online is called Payoneer. So I'm going to give you a link. I'm typing in the link in the chat box, and you all can sign up for it. It's free. When you sign up, it's going to take you to the site. When you click on the link, it's going to take you up to the site. You sign up with your information, and then the card itself is shipped to you within 2 to 3 weeks, or they'll tell you how long it's going to take before you get the card. The card is free of cost, and you connect them to your freelancing sites, and you can use them at any NCB or Scotia ATMs and withdraw your funds. So it's pretty easy for us now to get our funds when working online. Can everyone see that link that I just posted? It's www.alicialittle.com/Payoneer. June asked if she does the virtual assistant workshop, if she needs to attend the freelancing. Actually, no, you don't. And again, if you want, the freelancing is to get just introduction to the freelancing site. So let's say there are some things that you probably didn't catch when we're doing the training because it's going to be so focused on learning new skills. There are going to be a few things that we're going to have to skip over. So if at the end of doing the training you're still not comfortable with what you know in terms of the freelancing site, you can always opt to or choose to do a freelancing training. But there will be mastermind sessions with me and with other students if you need help with anything. Okay, great, Jacole. You could definitely do that. All right, great, Tonian. Does discount applies to others, right? So if you are a past student and you're registering for another training, yes, you'll get a discount if you're a past student. Hi, Marsha, interested in the live streaming? Great. Just send me your email address and I'll send you more information soon. Well, Kadia, it's time to cut. So Kadia says that she's not a past student, but she's been on her email list for a while now. Well, it's time to come to one of our trainings and see, because I'm sure you're seeing, I'm sure you've seen a lot of positive things, a lot of positive reviews from other students. And it's time to make your success stories now, right? Will there be a cost for streaming this weekend? This weekend, are you referring to the Montego Bay Bootcamp or are you referring to the virtual assistant? The virtual assistant training is not this weekend, it's next weekend for Sam who is asking. How do you get your money lodged to Payoneer? It's very simple. So when you sign up for the card and you get the actual card, the physical card, you'll just simply link it. It's pretty simple to link. I can definitely show you that in the training, but if you do have it, there's instructions when you sign up on how to link it. So you could just go on the site Payoneer and it tells you how to link your card. Due to work, I'm not able to have my I'm not sure what you're saying there, Tonian, but if you could repeat that. Okay, hi, okay, all right, Jacolia. So you'd get a discount as well. Still going through some of these questions. Nishari, a question, weekly or monthly? Is it so with the sites that you work on, once you deliver the work, then that's it. I mean, the person's all right. So let me see if I can explain it a bit explain it better. So let's say someone comes to you and they want you to do something like data entry. They'll pay you, but you don't get the funds yet. So the money stays on the site. And then once you deliver the work and they're satisfied with the work, then the funds is released to you. So it's not a matter of weekly or monthly. It's how soon you finish, basically. Has anyone been successful enough in whatever aspect they choose to actually do this full time? Yeah, there are lots of our students who are actually full-time students. I remember one of my students, she was pregnant, and she really wanted to leave her job because it was very stressful, and she was pregnant and she wanted to leave. And she took the risk. It is a risk indeed. She took the risk, but she was determined to work. So when you come to the training, of course there are things that you need to do, and she definitely did what we taught her, and she put them into practice, and she's now working full time at home. She gets to be at home with her baby, you know. So yes, it can be full time if you are willing to put in the effort. Because again, it's your business. You have to put in the effort. I am not understanding the question, Kadia. Cover charge? Not sure what you mean. If there's a cost for streaming, yes, it's going to be the same cost as if you were to sit in live. So it would still be $10,000 if you're going to be doing it live streaming. So you would just register online, and when you're registering, you type in the notes box. There's going to be a box that says notes or special instructions. You would just simply put that you're interested in live streaming, and then we'll give you the link to access it. All right, any other questions? I think I answered all the questions. All right, great. I think I answered all the questions. I'm not seeing any more questions for me to answer, but I just want some feedback. Let me see the hands of those persons, or those persons who are interested in the training. Just type in 1 in the chat box if you're interested in the training. All right, great. Awesome, awesome. Awesome. I see you, Tony. I see you, June. I see you, Jacolia. Robin, I see you. Nishara, Chris, Tasha, Tashana, Marsha, Kadia, Tonian. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm seeing that you guys are really trying to change your life right now, and you can change your life. You can make income online, and I'm definitely going to show you how. Awesome. I hope to see you soon, June. So we just posted a link in the chat, and that's the link to register online. So there are 3 options. You can register online with a credit card. You can come into our office. We open Monday to Friday 9 to 5, or you can make a deposit to a Scotia bank account. And again, for those persons who are interested in the live streaming, just make sure that you reply with your email address, and I'll send you some information tomorrow as to how you'll get your link for the live streaming. All right, do you guys have any other questions for me? Because we're about to wrap up shortly. Yes, you can use the link to register and pay. That's right, Ashana. The bank account number. So the account is a Scotia bank account. The account number, and I'm going to write it in the chat box. It's a Scotia bank account. Account number is 41600, and the branch number is 21725. So I just wrote the information in the chat box for those persons who are interested in the banking arrangement. The information is there. So definitely take down the information. If you're going to be paying via the bank, you can, once you make the deposit, you would send us a copy of the receipt. You would send us an email. The email address to send it to is support@internetinkomejamaica.com. That's support@internetinkomejamaica.com. And we'll definitely confirm and mark you as registered. Thanks, June. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And did you guys enjoy the training, the session? Did you learn something new? Awesome. 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 Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on. I know it's late and you're probably missing out on your shows right now, or you probably want to eat some dinner. I thank you so much for listening on this webinar, right? Enjoy your evening. If there's no more questions, enjoy your evening. And I hope to see you at my training. Awesome. The sacrifice is necessary, Sam. It is indeed. It will pay off in the end as well. See you soon, June. See you soon, Nishara. See you, Tasha. Yeah, you can pay on the day as well. The thing is, the seats are limited, so I hope, even if, well, what I'll do, Tashana, if you're very interested, I will put your name on my list. I don't normally do it, but I'll put your name on the list to hold a spot for you, because some persons are sometimes, they'll just wait until the last minute and then they'll miss a spot because they waited on the last minute. But I'll definitely save a spot for you, okay? Hi, Brown. You came in late? Sorry about that. But if you missed out on it, we'll definitely show you guys or do the broadcast. You'll see the replay soon. Hi, Brian. Oh, yeah. I remember Brian. Hi. All right. I will, June. I will. All right. That's fine, Brian. I'll see you in Facebook. All right. Have a good night, everyone. All right. I will check my email soon, Tonian.